Hey there, this is Amy from Kittywitty Papercraft, and in this video I'm going to be doing a flip through of this Kittydori Traveler's Notebook Junk Journal. So this journal is going to be available as an eBay auction, and it's going to be live tonight today is September 17th, Thursday the 17th, at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it will end tomorrow, Friday, September 18th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the day and time to really know is tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I will have the link to the auction, like directly to the auction page, in my description box for this video tonight when the auction goes live. So 9 p.m. tonight, Thursday the 17th, that link will be in the description box for this video, and the link will also be available in my Instagram bio at that time also. I don't think I can put the link to the auction until I set it live, and the minimum that eBay lets you do an auction for is 24 hours. So because I want it to go off tomorrow night at 9 p.m., it's going to start tonight, Thursday the 17th, I'm sorry, at 9 p.m. So let me know if you have any questions after viewing the video. I'm going to have lots of photos of the journal on the auction site. So if you watch this video now and you see the auction later, there'll be lots of photos for you to see right on that auction page. So this journal is pretty hefty. It's got over 40 pieces of ephemera in it and lots of trims and pockets and things. So it's a nice weight, pretty chunky journal. Let me take the tie off so you can see the back of it better. So I put vintage appliques on the front cover and on the back cover. So this is just one kind of big piece here. And then here is some vintage crochet trim. And it's kind of cute because you can see the top edge of that crochet trim along the back edge of the cover there. And inside, the scrapbook papers are from Maggie Holmes' Carousel collection. Just really bright, colorful pages, lots of pinks and aquas, just kind of like the classic Maggie Holmes colors, and also my brand colors that I really love. And the inside covers are Maggie Holmes' Chasing Dreams collection papers. And I love this paper with the little books on it. And everything else inside is vintage except for this doily, but all the pages are vintage. It's just a mix. Every page is from a different source. There's ledger papers and children's book pages, and you'll see throughout just all different kinds of pages, cookbook pages. And then I have all the ephemera in the journal. Sometimes I'll put it in a pack and put it with a journal, but I put all the pieces right inside of this journal already. They're either paper clipped in, or you'll find them in the different pockets throughout. And all the trims are vintage, except I think this pom-pom trim is new. I do have some vintage pom-pom trim, but I think this one is a newer one. This vintage seed packet has some different ephemera pieces in. So there is a lot of ephemera in here. So it's really like a ready to go, done for you journal. So you can just add the little decorative ephemera throughout your pages to decorate them. And then there's lots of places you can journal on. I did a video just yesterday, I believe it was, on my Instagram, and I was sharing one of my personal journals, my affirmation journal, and I was showing how I'm using that journal without actually writing on any of the pages. So I'm using pieces of ephemera like this to do my journaling on, and then I'm just adding it to the page without attaching it directly to the page. So I'm clipping it in with a paper clip, or sticking them in a pocket or an envelope or something like that. So you can do that, and that is one way that you can reuse your journals if you don't actually directly journal on your pages. Just journal on extra pieces and then add those to your journal in like non-permanent ways. So this little vintage greeting card is a pocket here, just more vintage pages. So this journal is one of the journals I'm doing in a collection I'm doing right now of vintage sewing patterns that feature vintage nightgowns, housecoats, and robes. So I will have more of these journals coming. This is the only one that's going to be fully decorated. I have 9 other journals that I'm working on right now. Here are some of them that are just about finished, and these are not going to be fully decorated ones. This one here that's going up for auction is. So, but they all feature little, this is actually the same cover. This one is undecorated. They all have house coats and nightgowns and things on the covers. So they're really fun. I love the designs on those, and all of the journals, even the ones that aren't going up for auction, have a page from a Sears catalog that features like nightgowns or lingerie or that kind of thing. And they also feature a package of I think all of them are bra straps. There might be a couple different ones, but they're just kind of like ladies sort of findings. And I just took them in this one and turned it into a tag. The other journals, I won't be turning them into tags. They're going to be sold with a pack of ephemera, but they're not going to be decorated in any way. So I skipped over this page here. Just wanted to show this little pin has some little vintage flower and a vintage button, and this little bow is new. Typewriter paper, dictionary page, ledger paper, vintage milk cap, just a variety of sizes and types of papers. It's a vintage Betty Crocker recipe card attached to an envelope, and then there's some different pieces in here you can use for decorating. This vintage slide or journaling on. And then there's a little vintage button card and coupon there. And then in the center, these pockets are from a vintage sewing pattern catalog. And this is filled with some ephemera, one of my favorite vintage labels, a Denison label, and then just some other pieces that can be used for writing on or just decorative, just kind of fun, like little backgrounds. This vintage recipe card, something neat you could use as a background behind another piece, like a journaling card or something that you layer on top of that. And this journal is sewn with waxed linen thread. That's how it's bound. And this end of the envelope, the flap, I like to add extra pages to that and take advantage of that flap to add extra pages. So I just paper clipped this cute little Rand McNally Jr. Elf book page to it. So you could take it off, but you could always glue it down and make it permanent and maybe put something else on this side that's a little smaller, or just, you know, decorate it with some ephemera. You could close this in, make that a pocket. You can decorate here. This is the other side of that vintage typewriter paper. And this is a new old stock vintage BB Bats packaging. So I like to take these, and I think I did this in my planner that I recently made. I turned it into a pocket by closing in the open ends. I think I had it like this, and I closed in the bottom, and then you can use the top as a pocket. But you could also just put this on a page as a background. So it's just kind of fun. I love the colors on it. Oh, and this was paper clipped to the back side of that. It's just a vintage rent receipt and some tickets and some more ephemera in this pocket here. And you can journal on the card or the postcard, or the tag I should say, or the postcard. And there's a vintage flash card here. It's got two colors on either side, and this is obviously a piece of vintage chenille making that pocket. I love that Sears catalog. So many neat images. This is from a vintage typewriter textbook for a typing class, and then I closed in the other end of that vintage greeting card to make a pocket. So there's lots of pockets in here, and a vintage playing card, Yahtzee scorecard, so you can journal right on that. I just journal right on top of the boxes and just kind of ignore what it was used for originally, and I just take advantage of the lines to do journaling on. Same thing with like guest checks. There's several little die cuts from my Kitschy Friends die cuts pack in here, and this little altered clip. You can take this off and turn it the other way, so you can use this paper clip on either the right facing page or the left facing page, depending on how you turn the paper clip. That's just a piece of ledger paper folded for extra writing room. And then here in the back, I just added a page or a sheet of my Sweet Vintage label, cut apart labels. So you can use those to add to any of your pages. So, as I said, this will be available starting tonight, September 17th at 9 p.m. Eastern on eBay. And I will put that link in the description box below at 9 p.m. tonight, and it will end tomorrow, Friday, September 18th at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And it's open to US and Canada. I'm sorry for my international followers. I appreciate all of your support, and I'm sorry that I'm not shipping to international sites quite yet. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great night. See you soon.